The EMMA toolkit was developed in 2010 by the IRC and Oxfam collaboratively, and it is sort of the most comprehensive go-to tool for assessing markets post-crisis. So it's been implemented in many different countries by many different organizations since then. But what we have found is that even though EMMA is designed to be conducted after crises occur, just because there was no other tool to go to, people have been using it for other kinds of contexts and in pre-crisis contexts. So in response to that, IRC and Oxfam co-developed another tool, which was basically an adaptation of the EMMA toolkit, but to be conducted before crises occur.
We are at the early stages of doing a PCMMA. We've done an initial training, a lot of the groundwork, a lot of the planning. We're about at step 8 of 15 in the PCMMA guidebook. So have gone through a process of organizing, of selecting our critical markets, which will be sorghum and millet, selecting the crisis, which is drought. We're going to be referring to the 2010 drought and looking at how those two market systems changed, how they were affected by that drought, and we're hoping to have some lessons to look at in comparison with now to see for the next drought what are the things that are going to break in that market chain, what are the things that will not work as well as they used to, who are the actors that are affected.
There are some really great applications for PCMMA that go beyond simple emergency response, which is the focus normally of an EMMA. So some of those are related to preparedness and disaster risk reduction. So a good example comes from Pakistan, where we found that one of the reasons people are so devastated by floods, we were looking at the crisis of floods, one of the reasons that they're so impactful is that people lose their stored grain at the household level, but also at the market level and even at the government warehouse level. So one simple way to reduce the impact of floods in the future would be to address the quality of the storage facilities that they have at all of those different levels. And therefore, you could hopefully people wouldn't lose so much grain and there wouldn't be such a need for humanitarian assistance in the first place.
PCMMA sort of bridges that gap also between relief and development programming. Another thing I think is to be encouraging this kind of analysis within development programs. So it's not an emergency assessment. It's an assessment to see what we can be doing to be better prepared for that crisis.